If you put in a 2-week notice, always be ready to leave immediately. I don't care how much you think your boss likes you. I don't care how valuable you are to the company. I don't care how much you enjoyed working for you company. I don't care how you think you are not replaceable. It can all flip at the drop of a dime. I was pretty close to saying never bother with putting in a 2-week notice. Any company I've been with so far in life, I've usually stayed around 23 years. I've never quit a job without another job lined up. I've put in a 2-week notice to all but one of them. Horribly toxic work environment to where I just handed in my stuff and left. Some have just let me go on the spot. Some let me work a few days into my 2 weeks and then canned me. This most recent job I've quit. I thought I had a great relationship with everyone. When I put in my 2 weeks, my boss flipped out, going on about how it would take them too long to find someone else. I should have given them more warning, begging me to please stay until they found a replacement, etc. This was on a Friday. I was then sent a text on Monday morning saying they would no longer need my services, and that my last check would be mailed to me. So much for them desperate for me to stay because they really needed me. My point is, always have your guard up when it comes to corporations. They don't care about you. I don't care if they've told you a million times how much they appreciate you. This is all well and good. But like I said, one wrong move and you could be done. Clean out your desk. Take any valuables you have with you. If you don't have PTO, make sure you have enough funds to get you through until your next job begins. Do this all before you even write up your notice. End rant. Absolutely. I've never worked out a 2 weeks. So if you need to save your files, or theirs, prepare the day before you drop your notice. Wait until the beginning of the month, in the US, so you keep insurance for longer. If your job includes access to personal proprietary information, HIPAA, credit card or other financial data, or any other high-level security access, be prepared to be walked out the door the moment you announce your departure. They can't take the risk that you'll break something on the way out. I had a coworker who was given his 2 weeks notice, and he reset the admin passwords on all the network hardware to unprintable expletives. It was funny for him, but it left the rest of us about 1.5 miles up the creek. How about making sure you use up all of your sick time off and plan your exit in advance, like 34 months out? Can relate. I got into an argument with my boss's boss after I was accused of something I did not do by a coworker who didn't like my anti-MAGA political sticker on my Jeep. He kept calling HR and he was best friends with my boss. Long story short, I finally got fed up and shouted at them, with HR on a Zoom meeting. Fuck it, I am done. I'm retiring effective next Friday. I had my pension and numbers, and was just fed TF up. I went home, told my wife, and she said that I'd get bored in a year. But if I wasn't happy, then it was time to leave. I went in the next morning, and couldn't log into my laptop. Turns out, my boss and HR locked me out. They had HR and a VP get me on another Zoom call with my boss and security in his office to tell me that yesterday was your last day. They wouldn't even let me clean out my desk or truck, and when they did, they kept a lot of my personal items. They unplugged my personal fridge at one of our remote sites and they left it sitting there for 6 weeks. The half and food I had in there went bad and ruined the fridge. Never give them an inch. Take everything you can from them, and before you quit, use up all your sick, vacation, PTO. Then, on the day you plan on leaving, give them a 2-week notice. They'll likely call it your last day. Anyway, ETA. My wife was wrong. I got bored in 6 months and started at another company, which I really enjoy. An employer will not think twice about letting you go on the spot. Giving notice speaks of one's work ethic. Yes. Always clean out your locker before putting in your notice because they might literally walk you out the door the day you resign. But, honestly, the more companies do that, why should employees then keep giving notice either? If you put in a 2-week notice, always be ready to leave immediately. Yes, because you are damaged goods now, and they really can't wait to get rid of you. I was pretty close to saying never bother with putting in a 2-week notice. The 2-week notice is a traditional courtesy. I'm not sure whether it is required by law, but I'm sure you can quit immediately if you want to. The only exception I can think of is if it is mandated in a document that you signed at some point. When I put in my 2 weeks, my boss flipped out, going on about how it would take them too long to find someone else. Their problem, not yours. I should have given them more warning, begging me to please stay until they found a replacement. Ditto. This was on a Friday. I was then sent a text on Monday morning saying they would no longer need my services, and that my last check would be mailed to me. Fine. You didn't want to be there. Anyway. Clean out your desk. Take any valuables you have with you. If you don't have PTO, make sure you have enough funds to get you through until your next job begins. Do this all before you even write up your notice. This is excellent, prudent advice. My advice: get to know your corkers. And when they stop working there, ask them why. Specifically, ask them if they put in a notice and how the employer handled it. Knowing how the employer handles notice is how I know if I should give notice. 2 weeks notice is a joke. They will eventually notice I left and notice I never came back. I don't owe my time to anyone. I don't need their references and they can't lie about my time there. They will always figure things out. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.